Hey everyone, my name is Marshall Mind, and today I really want to talk about movesets in EA Sports UFC. Now, when the game first came out, the number one thing that a vast majority of players noticed was that a lot of fighters in the game had absolutely ridiculous movesets. They were performing moves that they've never performed in a real fight, and some fighters had moves that were downright ridiculous. Now, this happened because the developers reasoned, hey, if I think a fighter could perform a certain move, then he needs to have that move in the game. If I think Jon Jones can throw a Superman punch off the cage, then let's give Jon Jones a Superman punch off the cage, shall we? If I think Jon Jones can perform a showtime kick, then let's give Jon Jones a showtime kick in the game. But the reason why this logic is faulty is because a lot of these fighters can perform a lot of moves that they really wouldn't attempt in the octagon. Does that mean you should give them those moves? Could Cain Velasquez perform a Batista bomb? Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cain Velasquez can. He's a pretty strong guy. Can Brock Lesnar perform his finisher, the F5, in the octagon? Yeah, I'm sure he can too. Can Daniel Cormier perform a tombstone, a choke slam in the octagon? Yeah, of course he probably could do that. But do they do it? No, they don't. Why not? Because these moves are so ridiculous and your opponent has to be either drunk out of their mind, knocked out cold, or completely faking it to let you lift them up in the air like that and perform these moves. Excuse me. But in EA Sports UFC, some takedowns actually look that ridiculous. And when you got 240-pound heavyweights jumping off the cage, there is something really wrong with that, and this cannot happen again. So what can EA Sports do to make these fighters more unique when it comes to their movesets? The key here is brilliant animations. Now, I'm not just talking about good animations or okay animations. No, I am talking about brilliant and believable animations. And for them to animate some of these moves correctly, they have to get to know these fighters. When you play UFC Undisputed 3 and you play EA Sports UFC, it becomes very clear that the developers at THQ definitely knew these fighters better than the guys at EA did. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect the team that made EA Sports UFC. I'm not trying to do that at all. I'm just calling it like I see it. And maybe the reason why EA Sports UFC is lacking in unique movesets is because of time. Maybe that's it. Maybe they just didn't have a lot of time to actually get all the unique movesets into the game. Maybe they do know these fighters, but they just didn't have time to do everything they wanted to do. If that's the case, then I am sorry, and we definitely expect more. But that doesn't explain why everyone had a freaking back body drop in the game when it first came out, or why fighters that have never done a showtime kick in the octagon can do it in the game. Sometimes less is more. Sometimes when you strip down a character, they become unique. So what did UFC Undisputed 3 do correctly when it comes to movesets? Well, they used really believable animations to demonstrate how certain fighters perform certain moves. Take for example, the cross. Lyoto Machida does not throw a straight punch the same way that Junior Dos Santos throws it. He does not. Right here in UFC Undisputed 3, you can see a straight hand from Lyoto Machida, the karate straight hand. This animation right here is extremely believable. It looks almost exactly like Lyoto Machida throws it in real life. Now here's a straight hand from Junior Dos Santos. It's a different straight hand. His unique straight hand. The same straight hand he used to drop Frank Mir. It's very believable. They even gave him his signature uppercut, the same uppercut he used to knock out Fabricio Verdum. When it comes to body kicks, Thiago Alves, who's a pure Muay Thai kickboxer, has very different body kicks to George St. Pierre. His body kick from the lead leg is a switch kick to the body, a traditional switch kick to the body. Unlike in EA Sports UFC where the switch kick is a special move that you need a modifier to throw, in UFC 3 it's a very basic move. There is nothing special about the switch kick to the body. It's a very basic move in Muay Thai. It's as basic as a jab. You learn to throw a jab the same way you learn to throw a switch kick to the body. That's just the kick that Muay Thai kickboxers throw with their lead leg. I shouldn't need a modifier to throw it. Every fighter with a Muay Thai base who's ever done a switch kick in the octagon should have it as their basic lead leg body kick. Fighters like Jose Aldo, Anderson Silva, Donald Cerrone, and then guys like Anthony Pettis and Edson Barbosa if he's in the game. And the switch kicks should be very explosive, not sluggish and slow like it is in EA Sports UFC. It takes forever to throw it. This switch is so ridiculously exaggerated that it just makes the kick look ridiculous. If you notice, Alves also has a different body kick from his back leg than GSP does. It's also a traditional Muay Thai body kick, the type that Anthony Pettis throws. So right here, we've seen different straight punch animations that are unique to fighters. We've seen different body kicks that are also unique to fighters. But what about jabs, head kicks, and leg kicks? Benson Henderson has a unique looking jab, and BJ Penn, and then some fighters have a step-in jab. These fighters have unique jabs in UFC Undisputed 3. Right here, you see a very believable jab from Benson Henderson. This is really how he throws it in real life. He kind of flicks it out there. And right here, you got BJ Penn throwing a really unique and believable jab as well. Yeah, a jab is a jab. And for really casual mixed martial arts fans, people who don't really watch MMA as often, they probably wouldn't know the difference between how Lyoto Machida throws a jab, between how Benson Henderson throws a jab, GSP, all they did. They probably won't know how these fighters throw a jab, but I would. And I think it's about time that we make, well, not we, but you make a game that is more about simulation than it is about arcade. Because right now in the game, it's like 80% arcade and like 20% simulation. I think that's ridiculous for a mixed martial arts game. So, yeah, a jab is a jab, but with different animations, you can make these fighters feel more like themselves. It's really all about the animations, guys. The leg kick that Thiago Alves throws is also different from the leg kick that GSP throws. And it's different from the leg kick that BJ Penn throws. Right here, Thiago Alves throws a very basic Muay Thai leg kick where he turns his hips and slams his shin into his opponent. That's the kind of leg kick that you see guys like Jose Aldo and Edson Barbosa throwing. When GSP throws it, it doesn't have the same hip rotation. It's, he rotates his hip, but not the same way that a Jose Aldo or an Edson Barbosa will do it. And when BJ Penn throws it, there is no rotation at all, which makes the kick look really awkward, but it's also believable and it makes him unique. It really does make him unique. That's the kind of leg kick you see BJ Penn throwing when he does throw a leg kick. What of the lead leg kick? Well, Donald Cerrone has a unique lead leg kick in UFC Undisputed 3, I meant to say. The way he throws it is very believable, makes him unique, and it's also very different from the way that Lyoto Machida throws it. Machida kind of flicks it, which gives it that fast karate snap to it that you see when he kicks, unlike Cowboy, who kind of puts his body into it. His is more drawn out, it's more animated, but it's unique. Are you starting to see how different animations are making these fighters feel more like themselves? Are those lead leg kicks? Yeah, they are. But they're different. They're thrown differently. The speed is different. The snap is different. The hip rotation is different. It's all different. And you can achieve that difference. You can demonstrate that difference with good animations. What about head kicks? When GSP throws a head kick with his lead leg in UFC 3, it's an almost exact replica of how he throws it. The way he switches and then kicks is exactly how he does it. It's the same kick he used to drop Matt Hughes. And it's also different from Muay Thai switch kick, which is much faster. The switch is very fast, it's very snappy. When you look at the way Thiago Alves throws it, it's a totally different switch kick. Even the back leg kick is different. They also have different Superman punches. In EA Sports UFC, GSP has a completely horrendous Superman punch that looks nothing like he throws it. I never use that punch because it just looks downright ridiculous. It's so exaggerated. It can pull you from one end of the cage to the other. It's insanity. Right here, you see a snap to it. It's more believable. And if you compare this to his fights, it's an exact replica. That's exactly the way GSP throws a Superman punch. Now compare that to Thiago's Superman punch. Now these are different. They're completely different. Also, on head kicks, you have signature head kicks, believable signature head kicks, like the Machida very tricky head kick, or the Crow Cop head kick, which visually looks much more powerful than any other head kick in the game. And then you have the axe kick, the side hook kick, which should replace the sweet chin music kick that Conor McGregor throws in the game. Another move that I have absolutely no idea why it's in the game. Why do we have a sweet chin music kick in the game, in an MMA game? It makes no freaking sense to me. I could go on and on and on and on about these movesets, but all I can really say is EA Sports UFC developers, please, for God's sake, study these fighters. Take time to get to know these fighters and animate as many unique looking strikes and moves as you can. You have time to do it. I believe you have time to do it. And give those moves to only fighters that have actually performed them in the octagon. The only fighter in EA Sports UFC that should be able to perform the Showtime kick is Anthony Pettis. Period. It's his move. No one else should be doing that in the game. You have to use believable animations that are unique. The more animations you can capture, the better. I don't know the way THQ did it. I don't know if THQ did motion capture with their fighters. I don't know if that's what they did, but if you guys could do that, that would be great. And this also applies to takedowns, which I'm not going to cover in this video, but I'm going to cover that in a different video. Like I said, I could go on and on and on about this. I could talk forever about this, but I don't want this video to be too long, so I'm going to end it right here. Please, I really hope a developer sees this video and takes it seriously, because I believe I'm not the only one that has a problem with the movesets in EA Sports UFC. I am not the only one. Something has to be done. A change has to happen. Whoever it is that assigns these movesets, whoever it is that does this, you guys need to do something about that person, because he does not know what he's doing, with all due respect. But that's pretty much it. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you think I'm making sense? Do you have any ideas? Post it all below and I'm gonna read every single comment. But thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Destroy the like button and I'll see you guys very soon. Be safe.